You are valuable. You do have purpose. You are not what they said you were. Prosperity will find you. You are successful. You are beautiful. Your past does not define you. The moment you decide to look outside of yourself for value is the moment you give your rights away to be authentically you. Your value is not in what your mother thinks of you, what your father thinks of you, what your family and friends think of you. Your value is what you think of yourself. That is the secret to authentically loving and being you.
Welcome to Soul Food with Sadie. It's time to feed your soul, uplifting others through inspiration, motivation, and edifying the soul so we can be the best version of ourselves. Here's your host, Sadie Evans.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Soul Food with Sadie. We are on season 2, episode 15. I am so excited about season 2, you guys. We are talking about limited beliefs, and I have individuals that I'm going to be interviewing that have been in a place where they were stuck in limited beliefs, but they took the steps to break that barrier off of their mind and become new. Today, I have a very special guest who is from Lincoln, Nebraska, but currently residing in Memphis, Tennessee. She is a singer, a songwriter, a speaker, and a model. Her name is Winter Harrell. Everybody welcome Winter. I'm so excited to have you, Winter.
Yeah, I am doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So, Winter, tell us about who you are.
Well, I'm just a really, really cool, laid back, creative person. I've always admired a person who admires just anything that has to do with art. Creativity is me. That's my life. Music, everything. And then also I'm just a young woman of God. I'm a believer. And that's just pretty much straight to it. I believe and I'm a super creative person.
That is amazing. So, Winter, how did you get to where you are today?
Well, it took a lot of discipline. I'll say that number one for me is discipline and being willing to learn, to try new things and not be afraid of. In the beginning of my work, I always was so curious or just took too much time thinking instead of working. So I learned along the way that working and, learning and getting as much information as possible for whatever career path that I chose, it really worked out in the end for me. And also learning along the way, it required a lot of discipline because shock value plays a big part in my career and being able to stomach and have strength for it all and continue to move forward.
That's good. That is so good. When you first started in your career, because I see that you do singing, modeling, like that's a lot of attention on you. Did you have any limited beliefs that stood in the way?
Yes. A lot of people who know me, I'm really involved in church, conventions, a lot of religious-based things. And so in the beginning, I was a little nervous because when I used to write songs, they weren't necessarily always gospel songs, or I started writing out and working with other people who are R&B artists, pop, a few country artists as well. So I was always nervous to share that that's something I'd done because I really didn't receive the support, or maybe you didn't understand the ones who surrounded me, their thoughts or their vision for me. And so, and that was very hard. And then when I got into modeling, of course, I've always made sure that because I'm in the public eye or have a lot of attention on me, that whatever photo shoots or whoever I model for, that, the clothes are not too revealing, but I always think, okay, every now and then I might wear something that might be revealing, or someone might not say, hey, you can't wear that and come here. So I've had a few of those situations, and I just learned to just really focus, pray about it, move forward, because at the end of the day, God is the one who's given me this gift and the opportunity. And I've learned a lot in this field. And so I just try to make sure that, whatever I do, I pray about it first, because if it does make me uncomfortable, I think twice about it. But at the same time, this God has given me the opportunity to, be a model and be a songwriter, and these things that are in the public eye that most believers wouldn't agree with or do.
Yes, that is so powerful. I always say that a lot of time limited beliefs come because of our investment and how other people feel about us. So it kind of put the chains on our belief system. So it is so good that you consult God first and foremost, because God is truly the foundation for all things. And then mindset is the key to conquer the things that God gifted us to do. And a lot of times people put these expectations on us that are not ones that we should or want to live by, but we do it because we are invested in maybe this isn't what a Christian woman supposed to look like, or this ain't the field a Christian woman is supposed to be in. Did you ever think that those beliefs will hinder you?
Not in the beginning, because I was super excited. I'm thinking, oh, this is my career. This is my job. So I was always so excited in the beginning. I never knew that beliefs or, religion or anything would stand in the way or make me question it until the more I had got into the work. I remember one of my first public speaking events was at a youth conference, and they knew about my background. I'm very transparent wherever I step that this is my career. So I remember they were like, "Oh, that's great. This is wonderful." And they had shown me it was great. The whole entire sermon, the conference, everything went wonderful. And then one of the young ladies followed me, and I'm very conscious of what I post as well. And I just had the simplest outfit on, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. You're a beautiful young lady, but you can't, be a speaker and then look like this." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And that was so heart crushing in that moment. Mm-hmm. But then later that day, the young lady called me back and she goes, "You know what? Like, you are beautiful." And she apologized. And, those moments for me will occur. That's one thing I was talking about earlier. It seems like a block, but it's not a block. It's a learning experience. And so it can be a hindrance as well. But like I said, I always just kind of keep an open mind, and God has given me the strength to do so.
Yes. Well, I want to say thank you for being you, because a lot of young ladies that come behind you are going to have a belief system where they don't have to be all covered up. Because I'm not saying that's the wrong thing, but sometimes we can have this stuff poured into us, and it's okay to have sex appeal and be a woman of God. Mm-hmm. It's okay. And it's okay to belong to you and love who you are and authentically walk in who you are and still be a woman of God. So thank you for authentically being you and walking in who you are. What does mindset transformation mean to you?
Mindset transformation, to me, it means, you're being renewed. You're transforming whatever your current state you're in. You're shifting, and you're actually being. So you're renewing and no longer in your current state, but you're shifting.
Yeah. If that makes sense. Yes. Can you think of a time that you got to shift your mindset to get to where you are today?
Absolutely. Mindset. And I know we're in a day and time where mental health is very important, and a lot of people are more aware of it. Mm-hmm. And, your mindset, you have to be able to shift to really think, and have a peace of mind. And for me, finding that peace of mind was very important to be able to use, be in a different mindset, if that makes sense.
Yes.
For me, I spent a lot of time just right after college. I used to really be in my head or have a lot of thoughts just all day long. Just brain is just clouded with thoughts, and I can never just seem to have a clear idea, clear thought without necessarily overthinking a situation. And once I was able to, I just had to sit down and really tackle, what it is that's, blocking me so hard that I couldn't, it seemed like I was moving forward, but mentally I was not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best to face whatever it is, get it, talk to someone. Don't be afraid to seek a counselor, therapy, whatever you need.
Mhm.
For me, it was I just did a lot of praying. God helped me clear my mind. What is it? And I was able to face some things. And then boom, one day I just remembered I had a perfect day, and I remembered. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't hear a thing. Up in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so quiet. I'm like, wow. For once, my mind, my spirit was at peace,
Yes.
and I could do anything. I felt invincible, and I still do to this day. The mindset is very important. To have a peace of mind and a clear mind, and a sound mind is important as well.
Yes, that is awesome. So I know you said you prayed to get there. What action steps did you take to get there, that place of peace? That is such an amazing place to be at, where it's like nothing is on my mind. Oh my gosh, that is just an amazing place to be at. What action steps did you take to get there?
Facing my fears. I used to be scared to do a lot of things. And then also, when you have traumatic experiences in your life or big stumbling blocks, you do ponder on it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, you're having flashbacks, or you're feeling guilty, even though you're not guilty. It's just weighing on you. And for me, I just had to face it, say it out loud. Okay, this is what I think about. This is what's constantly come back up, I'm figuring out. And sometimes a lot of people focus on the why is it there, and it's not necessarily the why you need to focus on. It's letting it go, releasing it. And because for me, I'm a big prayer.
Yes.
So whenever I have prayer, God says, ask, believe, and you shall receive. So if I pray about something, I have given it to him, and I believe that he's going to take care of it. Why am I still thinking about it? Why is it still weighing on me? So for me, I just had to face it and release it. And that's once again, that requires a lot of discipline to be able to face a fear or something that's, weighing on you. You have to be able to, that requires a lot of strength. And for me, I had to activate that strength and you just do it.
Wow, you gave me goosebumps when you said you have to face that fear, because a lot of us, that is our limited belief, is fear. Fear, what if we fail? Fear, what if things don't go how we plan it to go? Fear is a lot of people's limited belief. So that just was amazing. I feel like when you were talking, like I could just hear fear, like I'm visual. So I could just see fear with all this chatter in your mind. And once you face that fear, it made fear shut up. And I love that. That was amazing. And I know you said that one day you just realized, like, wow, it's so peaceful in my mind. Nothing is going on in my head. At what point did you realize that your mindset has shifted to peace?
I would say it was about maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. It just dawned on me. Look, I'm getting goosebumps over here. It just like an aha moment, like wow. And it just really just happened out of nowhere. It was something that I had been prayed about, and I think I had just kind of just started new work, a new job, and a lot of things that I guess helped be a distraction. And it just really just happened just like that, if that makes sense. It's just, I don't know. I can't really explain that part.
That was good though. So can you give me 3 ways that basically you shifted your mindset? You already gave me one, is by releasing the fear. Can you give me more on why do you think, so that the listeners know, why is it important to shift my mindset, and how can success and healing come after I shift my mindset? So 2 more reasons how you shifted your mindset.
Okay, yeah. Embrace your mistakes. Don't necessarily see them as mistakes or failures, but take them as a learning experience. What went right, what went wrong, and don't necessarily focus on the wrong. I'm a strong believer of, you're speaking of, positivity, and sometimes it's easy to give in to the negative versus seeing the positive of the situation. So always look at your mistakes and failures as a learning experience, and then you take what you learn and then you apply it. Always apply it. That's very important. Wow. And then I'll also say that discipline. For me, you just have to have discipline. Whatever you want to change, whatever you're looking forward to be different for you, it requires discipline, and you have to be willing. Um, Listen to your body, understand what's going on, and be willing to fix whatever you need to do to be great and to be greater. I always tell everyone around me, be great. And that requires, facing your fears, learning and applying. Don't just learn and get all that knowledge and not apply it.
That is good. So y'all heard Winter, facing your fears, embracing your mistakes. Your mistakes are meant to teach you something, and applying. Life is an action sport. You can face your fear and you can embrace your mistake, but if you don't have discipline and take action, nothing will happen. Winter, why do you think mindset is so important when facing obstacles in life?
If you have mindset is very important. It's a part of your strength. And, change and working and moving forward and dreaming big is all about the strength to do so, your willpower. And your willpower resides not only in your mind, but in your heart. Yes. So you have to have, all of those things fixated in your mind.
Yes, absolutely. So if someone is listening to this and they're at a standstill in their life due to their limited beliefs, what would you say to them to encourage them to press forward? I mean, you gave a lot of gems today. A lot of seeds have been given on today. But what else would you say to them to help them move forward?
I will say that, just be encouraged and not only dream big, but desire big. God says in his word that he will give us the desires of our heart. So it's only if you want it that bad, you desire to have it. I always tell my friends and the people around me that you speak the things that you want. Oh, I want this, or I want to try to do that. Well, guess what? I will have this. If you're a believer and you feel limited, break the barrier. There's nothing. You are you. When you look in the mirror, you're facing yourself. So at the end of the day, you look at you and say, I am great. And you can do it. And remember just to have discipline, be willing to learn and apply and walk in it. And you're strong. You are great. And anything that you have and that you desire to have, guess what? It is yours. And it's that easy once you recognize that the things that you desire, you have. So walk in it.
That was a good seed, y'all. That was a good seed, and that's going to produce a good harvest. So, Winter, someone is listening to this, and they're like, oh, wow, Winter is really, really wise. How can I connect with her? What would you tell them?
You can connect with me on Instagram. My Instagram is winter_sings, and there you can find my booking information, my email information, and a little bit more about my career and other services that I can do. And also on Facebook, it's Winter Harrell, and my last name is spelled Harl.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to have you on Soul Food with Sadie. Is there anything else you would like to leave the people today?
No, we nailed it all. I loved it.
Thank you so much. I am so grateful to have you here. You guys, this is Winter. Connect with Winter. You are going to get some wisdom. She has a lovely voice. I heard you singing on TikTok, and I went to church with Winter in Lincoln, Nebraska. So it's just an honor to even see both of our growth and be able to connect on such a powerful platform. Thank you again, Winter, for being on the show. And thank you all for tuning in to Soul Food with Sadie. Take the seeds that are for you and leave the rest for others. And as always, make sure your cup is always full of goodness that you spill onto others. Wasn't that such an awesome show? Winter has so many gems to give you guys. The greatest takeaway from that show for me, guys, is never allow your fear to keep you stuck. Winter stated how she had always doubted herself and always was in this place of fear. But once she released that fear and no longer doubted herself, she was able to have peace in every aspect of her life, and especially in her mind. Mindset shifting is something we all have to do at one point or another in our life. It is better to do mindset shifting early so that you can flourish and thrive in every aspect in your life, especially in your youth. Thank you guys again for tuning in to Soul Food with Sadie. I pray that this message blesses someone. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, please email coach@sadiemayevans.com. Again, coach@sadiemayevans.com. Thank you for tuning in to Soul Food with Sadie. I am thankful for health in my body, peace in my mind, ears to hear and eyes to see. I am thankful for hands to write, legs and feet to stand, and wisdom to understand the gems that were given unto me today. I am thankful that I can create a strategy that I can implement into my life. I am thankful I am divinely created for such a time as this. I will be thankful for the small things, because the small things are only preparing me for the bigger things that are coming into my life.